Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Ford GT in multiplayer in Asphalt 9, this time at completely maxed out. So that means all upgrades and import parts applied, including all 8 epics, I believe it is. All races in this video are sequential, except that I took one out because I got first by a long shot and it was really boring, and nobody wants to see boring races. In this first race, we're up against a Huracan Evo Spider, an Asterion, a Cadillac CN Concept, and a few other cars. Let's see how this car, that a lot of people consider to be a very OEUF car, can really do. Hint, if you drive it well, it can be a bit better than expected. Although, to be honest, that seems to be the theme of a lot of my videos. Which is not by any means a bad thing. I mean, it's great to show all the really good cars in the game and how great they are, but it's another thing, and I think a bit more relatable to a lot of people, to show how these cars can do that a lot more people have, but may not be generally perceived to be so great. And I just want to show you in those cases, and in this case, like with this Ford GT, that yes, if you learn to drive them well, they're not super horrible, honestly. And I mean, like, even in the Nissan 370Z, I was able to beat a Huracan Evo Spider. No joke, maybe I'll make a video about that car sometime. So here we nearly land on this Evo. We managed to pass him on that barrel because we were going faster upon landing. See, momentum in this game is extremely important, and we managed to stay ahead of him because the Ford GT is actually a good bit faster than the Huracan Evo, at least 10 miles per hour, maybe closer to 15, I'm not entirely sure. But whatever the speed difference may be, we managed to pass him and come in first, and he was a 3600 rank one, so that's 800 rank above us. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you may remember many months ago, it possibly was last year, it probably was actually, that I uploaded a video about the Ford GT at 4 stars. Those races were given to me by Bebop. This was when I only had like a 1-star Ford GT, and so that was really nice. However, that was before the nerf. Now the car's worse. And it really did not need a nerf at all, because it was honestly already pretty bad before the nerf. At least it had better nitro efficiency then, and better handling. Basically, the only thing that wasn't nerfed about it in Update 2 was the top speed, which was the only good thing about it to begin with. I do not exactly know what Gameloft was thinking with this one, unless they were trying to make it like a Camaro SS was in Asphalt 8 or something like that. I don't entirely know. But anyway, I wanted to make a video of this car after the nerf as well as before it, so you guys can sort of see the difference between those. I may do that with some more cars. If there was a car that I tested before the nerfing and buffing in Update 2, perhaps I will test it again, even if I have it at the same stars, so that you guys can really see the difference, or maybe not really much difference, of how it performs in multiplayer before and after that time. Let me know if that's something you guys would like to see more, because it's not really something that I've done a lot of in the past. In this race, we beat 2 much higher ranked Ferrari F12 TDFs above 3500 rank, as well as that Asterion, ACR, 488, and a couple more Ford GTs. Who came in last? This car is definitely not in the slightest easy to drive. It takes a lot of skill to be able to get it around the track and not constantly come last, because it is just so difficult to stay up to speed. While it does have a pretty high top speed of around 235 miles per hour, I think, its handling, nitro efficiency, and acceleration are just so poor that it struggles to reach that pretty good top speed for any substantial length of time, which is the reason why most people just do not like this car. It feels extremely sluggish. Definitely one of the most sluggish vehicles in the game, but after a few races in it, I grew to, well, sort of deal with that, I guess. And after this, if you drive this car, pretty much anything else is going to feel super fluid. You might be surprised to learn what other cars are in this race. There's a Sin 1, an F12 TDF, and 3 SCGs. All of which, yes, are better cars than this one. It just goes to show that the car does not do everything in a race. The driver's skill is extremely important, as well as good physics. But yeah, let's just move on from that, because sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. I'm sure we're all used to it at this point. We somehow managed to pull quite far away from those cars on this rather twisty and not nice track for this car. It managed to pull out the victory here. Definitely not what I expected. Now in this next race, there are 2 SCGs and 2 F12 TDFs, pretty close to the same competition as we had in the previous race, so let's see if lightning will strike twice. There's also a 488 GTB, which I did 4-star a while back. I know my only video about it is at 3 stars, so that's definitely something that could be coming in the future. However, next week, probably I will do a video about the Ferrari J50. That is a car that I did not get when it came out, because I was saving tokens for I don't even remember what special event, but whatever the next one was going to be. However, since the car hunt for that car has come around, I have managed to 2-star it, and I think I'm going to leave it there. And let me explain why. So I'm at 0 out of 28 for 3 stars. I played the race 5 times, and I got 0 blueprints for it. That is out of 15 packs for that car that I got in those 5 races. None. So I'm just thinking, I'm gonna save my time and my tokens and all of that for a better car. 2 to 3 stars isn't exactly going to help me a whole lot when I'm already doing pretty well with 2 stars. Like, I got to Master League, no problem. Although it does probably help that Master League in the Ferrari J50 season is at only 1150. Not exactly sure why, because there's definitely enough J50s going around that they could have made it a bit higher, so not sure about that, but hey, I'm not complaining. It was pretty easy to get there, and that should probably be next week's first video. Apparently, lightning did strike twice. Now, this was on a bit of an easier track for the 4GT, given that it is at least a bit more top speed oriented, although to be honest, that is one of the less top speed oriented Himalayan tracks. It's quite a bit twistier than a lot of the other ones. But now how about Cairo? Some of our competition in this race is more on the Agile side, with there being 2 Pininfarinas and 2 Corvette Grand Sports, both of which have a lot lower top speed than the 4GT, but much better other stats. So let's see how they'll be able to do around the curves on this track. Now, Ancient Wonders, which is the name of this Cairo variant, is probably one of my favorite tracks in the game for a couple reasons. First of all, it is quite well balanced. And second of all, there's some neat tricks going around the corners and stuff that I've learned that apparently a lot of people have not, because I tend to pass a lot of people, for example here, by shockwaving around the wall ride here rather than drifting and then shockwaving after it, which slows you down. I don't know, this track I just seem to do quite well, and I'm sure most people have those tracks that they just learn extremely well, and even if they go in with an underdog car, they can often come out on top, or at least better than they would on maybe some other tracks. So let me know down in the comments, what is the track that you feel most comfortable driving on with an under-ranked car? Whether it be in multiplayer or anywhere else. We have managed to come in first in this race, but let's see about this next one, which is actually one of the 4GT's best tracks, and one of the best tracks for really any car with very good top speed but bad anything else. It is Frozen Route, with its opposite, Mountain Poles, also being equally good for those kinds of cars. Our competition is a real hodgepodge in this race, with the 4GT, a Cadillac C, and a couple Pininfarinas, and a lot of other things. And just like that, we shockwave off here, past this Pininfarina, and are already in first place just 20 seconds into the race. A lot of people have asked me recently, when am I going to do another Asphalt 9 live stream? Because it's been a couple months, I believe, ever since the Terzo event, which was the time I did the previous live stream for Asphalt 9, and since then I've done an Asphalt 8 live stream before my Dallas DreamHack trip, and I haven't done an Asphalt 9 one for a good little while, so it makes sense people are asking that. Well, what I plan to do is make a live stream every time a new special event comes out, so that I can talk about that, have some good content for the stream, and just generally have sort of a theme based around whatever the special event is at that time. Well, we don't know exactly what the first special event is going to be in this next update, but the update itself should be coming in about a week, maybe 5-7 days, give or take a little bit, don't know exactly, but be prepared, because there hasn't been a special event for a good little while, so you bet they're going to drop one on us pretty soon after the update drops. So that probably means in 1 to 2 weeks, I will be doing another Asphalt 9 live stream. So for the people who are asking, there's your answer. Now for our final race in the video, which is against a 3580 rank Huracan Evo Spider, undoubtedly our main competition in this race, also some Pininfarinas and Asterions. Again, all of which are cars that have very good other stats than top speed, but not as good top speed as this car. And there we knock down that Pininfarina and spin our way to first place. Now it's time for me to give my general review of this car. And this is sort of a difficult one to do. This car is not for the faint of heart, and it's definitely not worth using if you don't have it maxed, or at least nearly maxed. If you have it at not 4 stars, I honestly would not recommend even much trying this in multiplayer unless, like, it's a rush season or something. You're really not going to get too far unless you're extremely skilled in it. Now, if you have it 4 stars, that is when I would definitely recommend you try taking it out, maybe. Just be warned that its acceleration is not very good, its nitro efficiency is not very good, and its handling and speed loss are positively horrible. Now, its top speed is good. So definitely try to get tracks like Himalayas. Not that you can really choose the tracks at all. Well, you can't at all, but I mean, like, those are the ones where you're probably going to be able to expect to do better. So that's my review of this car. I'm glad I got to test it. A lot of you guys were asking for it, and so we come in first in this race. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 9 and Forza Horizon 4 content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye. I think I've just made a new record for most rushed outro.